Welcome everyone, my name is Dr. Sessoms and I'll be your teacher for the Winter LED 202 course. I want to say happy holidays to everyone and hope you had a great new year so far, and I'm looking forward to working with you for the next few weeks. In this video I'll give you an overview of my classes and then get you started with a couple of assignments that are coming up this week. So what you'll notice at the bottom is that I'm logged in as a student view, so everything you see in my classes is what you should see when you log in. And on the home page, it gives you a little introduction up top, and here it gives you some of the outcomes. You should read these outcomes. You don't have to memorize them. I'm not going to test you on these, but you should read them so that you'll know as you do assignments, you'll get an idea of what they mean, and it'll give you a deeper level of connection to the course. For required course materials, we'll need live text. There'll be 3 modules that we complete in live text, and beyond this course, you'll be using this in all of your education courses at some point into your internship. So you'll need to create a portfolio, and we'll talk about that later. But you definitely need your live text account. If you already have one, you do not need to get a new one. You just need to make sure you can log into your existing account. If you go to livetext.com, you can purchase your account here, and it's the field experience one that you need to get. If you're in town and you want to go to the bookstore, you can go there as well, but it might be easiest just to do it online. Then you want to check out some of these free memberships in a professional organization. These are not required, but I highly recommend them because they become great resources for you as a teacher. For example, if we click on ThinkPort, which I already have it open, you'll see that there's different resources here. When you're a teacher, you'll need to continue getting credits to maintain your license. And this is one way to do it, but you'll need to worry about that once you get your job as a teacher. And this is provided by the Maryland Public Television, so this is specific to Maryland, and it's a great place to get different types of resources directly that you can use directly in your classroom. So next we'll go back and then we'll take a look at this item, Teachers First. And this is Teachers First. Again, this is another great free resource where you can find different types of materials for all the subjects that you'll teach in class and beyond. For example, if you come over here and look, it tells you Teachers First Edge, safe Web 2.0 resources in the classroom. And when you see Web 2.0, that just means that it's a resource that you can interact with online. For example, if you've ever used anything if you ever created something directly online, you've used the Web 2.0 tool. And these are just different ones that are available to you. And then down here, there are featured sites that you can go to for different things that you might be doing in the classroom. You can also click on classroom resources, and then you can search by grade level. You can use keywords. You can browse by subject and grade. So it goes up to high math all the way to lower math. So it's for K-12, so you can use this at any level. Alright, so that's Teachers First. And now we'll go back to our module. Then you'll need an audio recording device. For example, right now I'm using a USB headset, and that just means it has a USB on the end that it plugs into your computer, and then it has a microphone that you speak into to do recording. And you'll make something like I'm making right now for different assignments, as well as do some recordings with an audio recording tool that we'll use as well. So you'll want the best possible quality of audio, so USB gives you that without spending too much money. So roughly 12 to 15, and if you're a savvy internet shopper, you may find it cheaper than that. And you can get it from any digital place that sells digital materials like Walmart if you want to go to a regular store, or if you do Amazon, you could do that. There is no textbook. Any readings that are provided will be given to you, and they'll come from the Academic Commons, so you won't have to worry about a textbook here. So that's the home page. Next we'll take a look at modules, and before I dive into modules though, I'll just briefly mention these other ones. Assignments, that's obvious. Grades, that's obvious. The only thing I'll say here is to make sure that you're checking your grades so you know where you stand in the course, and don't let things linger till the end, so if there's any issues we can take care of them right away. Syllabus, that's the standard thing that you get in every class that you go to. Make sure you read it because you are expected to know and understand what's in it, so that if you, for example, If you plagiarize something, the rules in the syllabus say specific things that can happen if you plagiarize, so make sure you know those things. Quizzes, whenever we have quizzes, for example, coming up for your first UDL module, there'll be a quiz. You'll click on this and you'll see the quiz available when it's time for it to be available. And then if you go to people, you'll find out who's in the class. But let's click on modules. This is where you'll spend a lot of your time. In this first section, it says course information. If you click here, it'll just take you back to that home page you were just on. If you click on getting started, it'll take you to a page to let you know as soon as you get into my classes, this is what you need to start doing to get ready for the class. So you'll need a website that we'll create. By the end, we'll have a website that's functioning and you could actually go into a classroom and use. You'll have a digital library. This will have a variety of resources that you find throughout the semester, things that I send you, things that we use in class, or things that you find on your own. Then there'll be a student information form. I'll go back to that momentarily. Assistive technology. Go to these links because this will be one of the first things you might want to do in Diigo, because there is something that you have to do called assistive technology. That's a tag you'll make, and you'll need different resources in it. So these are ones that you can get to and get started with right away. And this says that you'll have 4 assignments that'll be completed over the course of the semester. One of them will be in the group. So you'll do a discussion on YouTube. You'll work with 2 or 3 other people depending on how many people are in a group, and you'll record it. You'll embed it on your website, and that's how I'll check it, and you'll get more information about that later. Your digital library, you'll make regular entries across the few weeks that we're here. So one thing that you can't get credit for doing is if you wait until midway of the term and put all of the entries in, or if you wait till the end, you won't get credit for that. So what you need to do is, starting on the first day, start making entries. And because I've given you these links, there's no reason why that you can't get started right away. So you'll know exactly what to do once you've completed this video. We'll do an interactive board lesson. So if there's a topic, you'll have to create a short lesson so you can start thinking about your favorite topic. It could be anything that you would teach in an elementary class, and you'll actually record that lesson so that I can watch it virtually. And you'll also be creating a website, which is wix.com, which will have 5 pages. Alright, the next thing we'll go back to our modules, and there'll be a student information form. And you won't be able to complete this all right away, so what you'll want to do is wait till you get your website set up, and we'll talk about that. Wait till you get your Diigo account set up, because you'll need those 2 items. And then these other items are just some things that I want to know about you as a student, but you'll need these 2 to be able to complete it, because where you see these asterisks is required. So don't start this until you have done website and your Diigo. Then you'll be able to complete this form, and you can type directly on this right here, or you can click on this link if you want to. And it says to complete the form within the first 24 hours, but that's only if you do these 2 things right away. And I'm going to give you a little bit more leeway on this than the 24 hours, so don't worry about that. And then when you do finish filling this out, make sure you click on submit. Go back to modules, and that takes care of course information. You'll have a research project that'll be due at the end. One of them will be a public library visit, and that means that you'll go to, if I click on this, you can't see this right now because you may or may not be able to see it, but this says Wicomico Public Library. Of course, what you'll use is the library that's where you are. So whatever county you're in, whatever public library you're close to, a lot of them do sessions now that are related to technology. So the library is changing from more than just books. And I want you to make a visit to one of their sessions. For example, if I click on this calendar, it tells me, let's see, it's laptop time for babies. So if you're early childhood, you may want to go to this one. So this will vary from person to person depending on what you do. Robotics club, go to that one, see what you can learn about. That's technology related. So any of the ones that are technology related, you can go and do the assignment. Build, explore, think. Now, not all libraries have the exact same activity, so it'll vary from county to county. But make sure you get to your public library and make that visit, and that's due at the end. And this tells you what you need to do right here. So let's go back to modules again. Then the live streaming, this will be something that you do in a group, and when it's time to do that, you'll just click on this item. I'm going to give you the groups that you're supposed to be in, and this shows you how to use it. This tells you what you need to do down here. You'll need to create a presentation first, and I'm going through this kind of fast, but you'll be able to read it more slowly. Just want to give you a quick overview though. And that's what you do when it's time to do items. So in the research, these things are not due until the end. There are 2 that you have to do here, and we can work on the dates together. I'm going to talk to you after the first day and find out. I'm going to let you set when these are due, because this is going to be done on your own time. I won't give you a specific date yet. This just says January 28th because it has to be done by the end, but you can choose to do these whenever you want as a group. Alright, so that's the research. Then it says week 1, Foundations, website, and Diigo. So these are the first 3 things you'll be working on. You'll click on Diigo, and then click on this again, and this will give you all the assignment details. Now make sure that you read this carefully. One way students don't do well on assignments is missing specific details. For example, this tells you to create these tags, and if you leave one out, you can't get the full credit. Then up here it tells you that you need at least 3 entries within each category. For example, for assistive technology, now that, let's go back here and click on modules, and we'll click on getting started. And you'll notice that you have 4 places to go where you can find plenty of items, and you don't need to do them all at once, but you can certainly go here and you'll be able to get the 3 that you need for Diigo. And now let me go back to modules. Click here. You need at least 20 entries by the end of the course, and again, you should not enter 20 all at one time. These should be starting on the first day of class. It records the date, so I should see the date starting January 3rd and going through January 26th. And this is just a way to evaluate websites when you get there. If you look at this, you don't have to do this, but that's something you may want to do. You'll put this on the student information form, and once you've done that, you do not need to give me anything else unless you were to create a whole different account. But once I get your username, I'll just be able to look you up and I'll see your library, and we'll talk about how to do these things. And then this tells you the sources, and the sources just means where you can go to get resources to put into your digital library. And these should be self-explanatory, but if you have any questions, please let me know. And now we'll go back and we'll click on website, and we'll click on website here. Now for the website, this gives you a little bit of information about what you would do with them, and this tells you the 5 pages that we'll create, and there'll be a video to show you how to get started with making your website, and these will be the 5 things that we take a look at adding. And so you have a home page, and as you scroll down, this gives you more information about what goes on each page, and then that'll be what you have to do. Let's go back to our website and then click on modules, and then that's how you get to everything as you go through the course. When it's time to do it for week 2, you click on this, and this takes you to each of the items. And then if you've never used my classes, when it's time to submit your work, I can't do that because it's locked. Let's see. Let's click on one of your first ones, Universal Design for Learning. There'll be a button here for you to submit. Now, before you do this, you'll work on the module, and this takes you to the module. You'll complete something here first, and we'll use a Google Doc for everything that you submit, and you'll learn how to use that in another video. So you'll complete everything here in a Google document, except for the quiz, of course. That'll be in my classes. And then when it's time, you'll be able to click on submit, and then where it says website URL, this will be a link that you give me to a Google Doc, and I'll talk about how to get to that Google Doc. So that's just a quick overview to get you started. Certainly, if you have questions, you should send them. I'm looking forward to working with you. I expect questions, and your questions are always welcome. So don't hesitate to send me an email with a question, or if you prefer, once we do Skype, if you like that better, we can also do that.